the fire alarm went off like maybe 3 times during Freshers Week.
That's funny. That's funny
though. To walk down those stairs at like 4 o'clock in the morning when you're like hungover, to go and walk to, I can't remember what the hall was called, but you had to walk over there and like congregate over there. It's peak, man. What's going on, everybody, and welcome to 30 Years and Running. I'll be your host, Christian, and each week my friends and I will be looking at life seen through the eyes of 30-somethings. Whether it's things like dating, social media, or mental health, we'll be looking at the past, present, and future of being in your 30s.
It's crazy, isn't it?
Yeah.
Imagine us 20, like when we first met, talking about investment returns and schools and cafes.
Do you know what? I'm not. I'll be honest. I'm still not comfortable with that. You know, because I feel like my mental, my mental age, I feel like is like 18 still. Like,
I mean, 100%, I get it. Like, I'll be watching something. And I'll be watching like Geordie Shore or whatever, Geordie Shore, and I'll be thinking, oh yeah, I remember like doing those days when I was like 18, 19. And that still feels like something I can do. Yeah. And then I'll look around and be like, oh, I've got a wife and kids now.
That's what I mean,
maybe
man.
It's
like,
not as easy.
Like that concept to me is like it's so far away from my thinking at the moment. Like I don't even know what I'm having for dinner tomorrow, let alone like who I'm spending the rest of my like life with and stuff. But it's just weird. And do you know what? Funny enough, like part of the reason why I wanted to start this podcast is because I wanted to just talk about that weird kind of grey area of like going into your 30s and that weird kind of space where, I don't know about you, but like half of my friends are like, we're still going on Tinder dates and we're still wanting to go like festivals or whatever. And then the other half are having kids and getting married and stuff like that. So it's like that weird like dichotomy between the two.
It's a tricky one, but it's also good. I love dichotomy. I always remember you at uni using sick words, even freestyling. You'll always be the wordsmith. Yeah. But I think it's good though at this age because you still got friends who are like going out and stuff, but you've also got friends that are a bit more chilled. Yeah. So depending on
halfway house, isn't it?
What kind of mood you're in. Like this weekend, I just want to chill. Like watch the football, maybe watch a film, like catch up with mates over a nice meal or whatever. You can go to like not your boring friends, but your friends that are chilled. I feel like this weekend I've just heard a new tune. I want to go out. You've got your mates so up for it. So it's like a good stage because in 10 years everyone's just going to be boring and
everybody
stuff.
Can have their own stuff. It's starting to get that way, like with my friend group, because they've all got like long-term relationships and like some of them have got kids, so they've got obviously like bigger fish to fry. But yeah, I know what you mean. It's that nice kind of like you can dip in and out of like the serious stuff and then just like being in your 20s again, I guess.
And talking to someone who has got a kid, just, you know, everyone will say this to you, but just make the most of it. Like if someone asked me what's my biggest regret before having a kid, it'd be like even though we traveled, like Jay and I traveled loads, like traveling more, like just sleeping, obviously, enjoying life, just doing as much.
Do you know what? I don't know how you deal with the lack of sleep, to be honest, because like I need like 7 hours sleep, otherwise I'm like I can't really function.
You say that, and I'm not gonna lie to you. When you got kids, the first week is the hardest because you're used to sleeping like 7-8 hours, and it's just all good, chill. You sleep in 7-8 hours, and then all of a sudden you get like 3 hours the first night, and then the second, third, fourth, fifth, sixth night you literally get no sleep, or you catch like an hour here, and you're just so scared of what's happening and what's going on that you can't function. I remember the first, like coming out of the hospital, the first night, the day after the first night, thinking, how's the world still going on? I feel so tired. How are people like moving? But after a week or two, one, you learn a routine, and two, your body just copes with no sleep. Like
I can imagine,
last night, woke up at like 2, woke up at like 3, and then woke up at 6. And if you told me that like 2 years ago, I'd be like, no, I'll be dead. But now I feel like fine. Like it's just normal. Like you just,
I suppose your body just adapts.
You just learn, innit? But sleep is definitely one thing that if I were you, I'd catch up on now. Because
trust me, I've got no problems there. I've got no commitments. So I'm gonna get all the sleep I can get, man. So anyway, let's get into it.
Let's do it, bro.
Welcome to 30 Years and Running. I am your host, Christian, and I've got a very special guest with me today. My boy, Jason.
Cheers. What's going on? It's Jason. Met my boy here at uni at Loughborough. How did we meet? Probably queuing in waiting to go into a nightclub, freestyling with each other or something like that.
Just for context, like me and Jason went to Loughborough for like 3 years together. Yeah. But I met you through Noah.
Oh, that was it. You came to a house party or something, didn't you?
Yeah, something like that. So like Noah was in the same halls with me, like first year. And I think it was towards the end of second year when I started going out.
Was that only second year that we started meeting?
I think so. I don't think maybe we met in first year, but I don't think we started like properly.
That's strange because like Loughborough is like it's quite white, so you'd think that like people of, like non-white would meet up quite, especially because we've got a lot in common.
Do you know what? I think we obviously probably would have crossed paths before, but I think in terms of like meeting and actually going out and like developing like a friendship. I don't think it was until like second year when I started going out with Noah. And I think he might have taken. Did you live with Noah in second year?
Yeah, second and third year we got a little house.
I must have gone to Noah's house in second year.
Yeah,
and I met you and I met Addy as well.
What a character! What characters?
Yeah, proper characters as well. Yeah, like Jason is literally the dopest freestyler. I'm not even gassing you up as well. You are the dopest freestyler. Dude, I know.
If you expect me to freestyle on here,
no, I'm not going to do you like that.
I'm the reason I remember you as the sickest freestyler, and it's still the best. Two of the best like lines I've ever heard was one where you said your verses belong in the Bible. I was just like, what? Because you got to understand, me and Noah used to be the only ones freestyling, and everyone else would try and get other people involved, and they'd be like, no, I'm not having it, too shy. And then all of a sudden you come, and then you're getting involved. So it's like, yes, finally we found someone else who's doing it. And then you blew us out of the water. So we're like, what the hell? And then the second line is, I think we were freestyling on the way from the house to like uni or whatever.
What, my house or your house?
Our house. It's like we're doing pre-drinks at ours and we're walking towards the nightclub in the uni.
Yeah.
And we're walking. I still remember it to this day. You're just freestyling and you're like, look at that house. It says sold. I'm an oxymoron, so hot yet so cold. And I was just like, bro. I
don't remember that. I was
like, bro.
I'm not even lying. That's dope, man.
I was like, we're at uni. Why are you throwing in oxymorons and all this kind of stuff?
But you gotta remember, like, I studied English at uni.
Yeah, I know.
So like, I love all that stuff. Yeah, like, I love like wording and stuff. Yeah. But like, you talk about that, but then like, you're the only freestyler who I know who will freestyle about like what's going on, like what's going on in the world, not in the world, sorry, but like like things that you see. Like I like the way I put it is like I'm good in like a cipher, but you're like a battle rapper. Like you could look at me and be like, oh, your shirt's shit, and you can rhyme stuff with it. And like I don't know anybody who can do it like that. I can't do it like that. I can look at you now and be like talking about your pinstripe shirt and stuff, the way that you do it.
It's different stuff because I felt bad at times because we'd get into freestyle little sessions and you would rap about all things that's good in the world and how the world's rosy, and then I would come in and I would start cussing you. I'd be like, yo, Christian, come back. I don't, I think when you like not start freestyling because it's a bit of a weird thing to say, but like when you do freestyle, you either have a style, and it's for me, I don't think my mind's creative enough to start thinking about things going off in the atmosphere like you are. No, mine's more about what I see, so I just try and make it rhyme together. Yeah,
mine's more like random. It's like as weird as it sounds, like I'd be better off if you just threw me a word and then I can just talk about nonsense with that word.
Have you heard of a guy called Harry Mack?
Yeah, so he's in like California and stuff like that, and he's
I watch it all the time. Like, he's so sick.
Yeah, because he's like a proper freestyler. It's not like, we used to be like really on like Smack and like Smack DVD and like Iron Solomon and them guys. But you obviously know like a lot of their rhymes aren't actually freestyle. Don't get me wrong, like they'll throw some freestyle lines in
there. At the start to make it seem like the whole thing's a freestyle.
But like Harry Mack is like proper freestyle, like just going off the top of the dome.
I still remember our wedding because funny enough, like I'll be freestyling with like my boys from like Reading, and they'll sound like shit basically. And like when we go on a night out, as soon as I had a few drinks, I'll start freestyling. And they'll be like, oh god, he's embarrassing us again. And it's like at my wedding, it's like the first time that they realise, like, because like obviously no one else freestyles with me in Reading. Like you and Noah are the only ones. So at the wedding, it's like the first time they saw like where I learned to freestyle. So do you remember we were outside of my wedding?
I remember because what's your friend who used to work at Sky actually?
Ash.
Ash. So like Ash was like, I said to Ash, like, me and Jason are going to go outside and freestyle. And he's like, what? You're going to like, and he was baffled. He's like, what do you mean? Like no writtens, like off the top and dome. I was like, man, like this is what we've been doing for like almost 10 years. And he was really confused, but he doesn't know that like literally before, pretty much every time before we used to go out, we used to go around to each other's houses, have a few drinks and maybe play like beer pong, and then we'd just go like no beat. Sometimes there would be a beat, sometimes wouldn't. But
because people can beatbox, so just go off. I remember we called it a draw, I think, at my wedding, didn't it? I remember my boy that I normally embarrass came up to me and was like, yeah, fair play. I think you know what it is, when you're on your own and you're the only one freestyling, it's kind of hard to G yourself up because you're the only one. You're like, oh, I need a break, or I need someone else's flow inspiration.
You need someone to like
bounce off.
But and that's why I like a beat as well, because like the beat can just, it helps me. If the beat's quite quick, then it almost forces me to like say some stuff. If that makes sense. Whereas without a beat, I'm probably not as good.
Nostalgia, bro. I want to go back and just have one uni day.
Trust me, man. Like those were good times. Like some of my favorite memories from uni is like you coming around, you and Ollie coming around to mine, and Noah, sorry, coming around to mine, like playing beer pong and just like doing a quick freestyle or a cypher or whatever, and then going to like Rain or Chose or like Hey You. Or
you were mad cheap as well. I remember yours used to buy like £3 cider. I remember thinking, like, I come to your home, we're paying beer pong with this £3 cider. So like, this is nuts.
So I had phases during uni. So like first year, I was buying like a 2-litre bottle of Strongbow just from the uni.
That's what you do.
Yeah, so that was first year. Second year was even worse. Like I used to buy like the Tesco brand vodka, but here's the catch. I never used to buy a mixer as well because I was like super cheap. I was just like, I can't be bothered to buy a mixer.
£7. Oh.
Yeah, so I used to roll up to some like pre-drinks and I just used to be sipping on like the Tesco's vodka. Sorry, mum, by the way. And then the third year, like you say, I used to have like the £2.50 like 3-litre bottle of Tesco cider.
You invited me round one time to beer pong. I remember coming thinking, all right, cool, drinks. Shall I bring drinks? No. And playing beer pong, and you just bring out this cider bottle. I'm like, nah, surely not.
Nah, it's so those times like the drink situation was a bit mad because the cheapest thing and the thing that could get me drunk as quickest was what I was usually sipping.
Should have tried Lambrini, bro.
So Lambrini, I used to do Lambrini when I was like 16 or something, because we used to think Lambrini was like Cristal. That was like our Cristal or like our Ace of Spades.
$2.79 for a bottle.
But yeah, like back in the day, there's a lot of cider for some reason, and I learned quite quickly from seeing my friend John in uni at Notts. He went to Notts Uni. That any cider with like white in the title, I couldn't drink. So like White Star, Diamond White, White Lightning.
So white was off limit.
Dead. Yeah, no, I'm good off that.
Our cider, I was never. I remember being repulsed that when I come over, because cider, I hate the taste, but also it gives me a horrible hangover.
Yeah,
I don't mind fruit cider nowadays, but
those days, I don't remember getting hangovers. Like I remember because we were going out. Definitely in my first year, I was going out like 4 times, maybe 5 times a week. I don't know how I do. Yeah, I don't know. Yeah, like my schedule at Loughborough in the first year was probably maybe Rain on a Monday. Stupid Tuesday on a Tuesday, obviously.
Stupid Tuesday.
Oh, God.
You actually went to Stupid Tuesday?
I did, but because you used to get a snake bite and a shot for like £1.85.
Fair enough.
Like that should be illegal.
You've done, isn't it? Snake bite. I don't know why, but snake bites used to proper hammer you. It's basically just beer and cider for me. But like snake bites, I'd be on the floor.
Snake bites used to bang though. I think
they're alright. Yeah, they're alright. And they're only £1 some days, aren't they? They're £1.
I think so. I think without the shot, they're probably like £1.
Yeah,
but,
nuts.
Yeah, snake bite. So yeah, stupid Tuesday on a Tuesday, obviously.
Yeah.
Wednesday, Hey You. I probably used to have a it's so good. So here's the thing about Loughborough, which people don't get. Like I think. And I was like this before I even went to Loughborough. It's like I was just thinking, it's a dead town. Like there's not much going on. Blah blah blah. But the student union at Loughborough is
the best.
Lit.
The best.
Yeah. On a Wednesday and a Friday, like that is the spot.
Friday.
Yeah.
FND.
Yeah. So I was about to say that. So like Wednesday, Hey You. Thursday, maybe have a day off there. But if we did go out, it probably was like Rain or something like that, or Revs.
Something like that. Or Wild even.
Maybe. I think Wild was Sundays.
Yeah, Wild was Sundays actually. Yeah.
And then Friday FND.
Yeah.
Saturday used to go to Echoes actually. Echoes or maybe Rain.
Yeah.
Echoes was one of them places where like
Echoes was nasty, bro.
You'd walk in. Your trainers are white. They'll come out like jet black.
Your feet will stick on the floor.
Yeah, I remember. I remember one time. Probably even more than one time, like the toilets like over flood, and and you're like stepping in like water, and this is like the middle of winter.
So I used to go to Echoes after. So if we went to like FND or Hey You or the Union or somewhere else, and then we'd still want to carry on, we'd then go to Echoes because it was open till like 6.
Yeah,
but I used to.
Was it open till 6?
I think so. Yeah, but I used to. I don't know. I just maybe went to Echoes like 10 times. I just didn't.
It's one of those places where you kind of know. It's a grimy place, and you go there because you know it's grimy.
Imagine you decided to go on a night out now and someone took you to an Echoes like place.
Nah, it's not
like
happening.
now, I'd be like, what?
It's the kind of place that you only tolerate when you're in your teens / early 20s.
Yeah,
and yeah, you're in a place like Loughborough, I guess.
Yeah, not much choice.
Yeah, and then Saturday. Yeah, what's Saturday rain or
you missed out Revs, bro. We used to go to Revs.
Yeah,
Revs was new on the last year.
Revs for me was always I don't remember ever spending like the whole night in Revs. Revs is like a place where you used to go to before rain, I think.
Yeah, that was.
And then Sunday Wild. I don't think I went out that much on the Sunday, but Wild. I was trying to get right with the Lord on the Sunday.
Yeah, I was.
No, I'm joking.
I hated Wild. First year, because basically before I went to uni, I used to put on events.
Oh, is it?
I put on a few events, and then Wild.
Well, you were a promoter.
Not promote. I used to like hire out venues and then do like under 18 nights.
Oh,
basically, all stemmed from like going to college because there was like 2,000 people in my college.
What was it? This in Reading?
Yeah, in Reading, Farnborough, but yeah. And I was just like, I made decent money from it, so I was like, you know what? Let me do it at uni. And my cousin, my uncle, was in with both Lamar and Kano.
Okay, that's cool.
So I was just like, and then I think it was Kano, and he told me the price of what Kano would be willing to perform at. And I was like, yo, I can make this work. If I charge like £10 a ticket at Wild, I think Wild could hold like 500 people. I was like, we can get Kano in Wild. I can make some decent money.
Yeah.
So I wanted to do it at Wild. And so I spoke to my uncle. I was like, yeah, agreed the price with Kano. Kano wasn't as big back then.
Yeah.
So he was like still not up and coming because like he was established, but he wasn't as big as he is now. And I remember saying to my uncle, okay, this is the price. Will you do it at this price? I was like, yeah, cool. I remember I was in a Nando's in Birmingham. And then I called Wild. And I was like, yeah, Wild, like, I want to get this thing doing. I was speaking to the owner. And the owner was like, yeah, that sounds like it's something we can do. And then we agreed it, kind of like, I have some people over. Then I sent him an email. And then I had another call with him like a few days later. And he was like, oh, it's like that kind of music.
Oh, here we go.
And I was like, what are you talking about? And I don't know if you remember, but the year before we went to Loughborough, Pretty Ricky came. And there was a shooting. I didn't know that.
Oh, yeah, I do remember that. Yeah.
There was a shooting. So basically, like, the uni banned, like, all urban acts.
That's bollocks because we had quite a few. Like, we had, like, do you remember TJ?
Yeah.
Because TJ started doing what's it called? Showstars with, like, Gabriel.
But that was, like, third year, though.
Yeah, I think it was, like, second or third year. But they had, like, Sway.
Yeah.
They had... Did Kano come? I feel like Kano did come.
That was at... I think they did that at Rain or something, at that new place.
Yeah, they didn't... I know Sway was at the Union. Kano might have been at Rain.
Because DJ Bang Bang owned... Yeah, you remember?
DJ Bang... So DJ Bang Bang used to have the same set, like, for Hey You.
He got booed off once.
Did he? I'm not surprised.
I was at it was a Hey You or FND night and he got booed off.
He had the same set. He always used to finish with Boys to Men, End of the Road. Every single time.
I never made it that far into
Didn't
the
you?
night, mate. No.
Oh no, I was there. I've been there. I've been there early, like early. I've been there when they were like selling like bacon butties and stuff at the end.
Really?
Yeah.
They used to do that.
Yeah, they did. Oh, like it wasn't all the time, but like when it got really late, maybe about 4 o'clock in the morning, something like that.
Shit, man.
Yeah, they used to do that, and then we used to spill out and go to Papa Simon's.
So Papa Simon's I used to go to and get like 20 chicken nuggets for like £2. Not chicken nuggets. I say chicken nuggets, but not chicken nuggets.
Yeah, so like like rat nuggets or something.
Oh,
but like Papa Simon's was again that's like another like spot in Loughborough where it's like it's just specific to Loughborough and like it's a rite of passage kind of thing. Like I used to queue up religiously like after we've been to the Union and get like whatever cheesy chips or like in fact I never used to get cheesy chips. I used to just get like a burger and chips or something like that. But it's lit, man.
Yeah, it was what you needed at the end of the night.
Yeah.
It? But yeah, no, Loughborough is. I fully echo what you're saying. Like a lot of people will be like, "Oh, Loughborough's dead. It's boring." Which, if you look at the town, then fair enough. Compared to like if you go to like a Leeds or a Manchester, then it's not going to compare. But the Union, honestly, is unrivaled.
Union is seriously
so
dope.
big
and
so cheap.
Yeah, and I remember because I had like slight reservations about going to Loughborough before I went because for that reason I was just like it's not a big town, like I'm like what's the nightlife like and all that kind of stuff. But then when you actually get there and you realise like the nightlife is actually pretty litty. There's a lot of people from like South London where I'm from as well who were there as well.
A lot of Nigerians. They used to call it like, when I went to Nigeria they used to call it mini Lagos.
Oh really?
Because there's better Nigerians there.
To be fair, I know like loads of Nigerians. a couple of Jamaica's not massive there, but Nigeria is massive, and and Ghana as well. Actually,
you know what it is? I think it's because it performs so high up on the charts, and I guess as like maybe people of black culture, Africans, Jamaicans, we obviously having fun is important to us, but it's also important to get a good degree and to come from a good uni. So when you look at a uni that's in the top 10, obviously you want to aspire to go there, because not only do you want to go there for your own personal gain, but it's easy sell to your parents.
But also not to be like stereotypical or anything like that, but it's obviously known for being good at sport.
Yeah, that as well.
So like that's obviously like a big pull for like Africans, Jamaicans, or Caribbean, should I say? So. But yeah, like I have nothing but good things to say about Loughborough. What I would say is 3 years for me was probably about enough.
Yeah.
Because I remember by the end of my third year, I was like, I think I kind of done all the drinking I needed to do, gone all the nights out I needed to go on, and the thing is, like, it's obviously quite a big kind of like lad culture there as well.
More guys, and it's like what 35% girls, 65%
it's done
guys.
Like what I remember when I was in my first year, they always used to do the ratios, and I think like Loughborough was like 10 boys to 1 girl.
So I was in Cayley, and I think we had the best, which was like 2 or 3 guys to 1 girl, and they said that's a good ratio for Loughborough.
So I was in Towers in my first year. So Towers was like
AKA the council flat.
It was a council flat. So like so there's 20 floors in Towers. I was on the 19th floor.
What?
And
good views.
It was good views, but 2 things. So one, when it used to rain, like the rain used to come like either windowsill. It used to just pool on my windowsill, which was a bit peak. But then secondly, I remember, I think it was it must have been in my first year. There was, I don't know if you remember, but we had like earthquakes in England.
Yeah, I remember there was one. Yeah.
And literally, I was in my room. I think I was sleeping at the time, and my room started shaking. I'm on the 19th floor. I'm like, bro, I'm finna die right now.
Did you bounce out straight to the lift?
I didn't bounce out, but I remember looking, I was on my bed and I looked at my TV started shaking, and like we're in England, like we don't have earthquakes, do you know what I mean? So
I remember that because I was asleep as well.
Yeah.
And you know, because I was in Cayley and we used to share with like 12 people in like a block of flats.
Yeah.
And just because we weren't like best friends, but we were semi-friendly, so no one locked our door.
Yeah.
And I didn't go out that night, so I remember like sleeping and feeling like some shaking, and I just assumed it was one of the boys who'd come back off the night out and come into my room, and it was like the footsteps or something. I remember like waking up and looking around and not seeing anyone, thinking this is odd. Like I just definitely felt something.
Yeah.
And then it did it again. I didn't really think too much of it, and then it was when I woke up the next day and everyone was talking about earthquake.
Yeah, it's mad. This is literally the first time I've ever felt an earthquake.
Yeah.
And another thing as well with us is in Freshers Week, someone kept on, I think it was someone from Butler Court, kept on like doing the fire alarm. And this is me on the 19th floor. Flats. You can't take the lift. This is like 4 o'clock in the morning. Probably half the time you're like hungover as well. Like the fresh,
the last thing you want, isn't it?
Yeah, like the fire alarm went off like maybe 3 times during Freshers Week.
That's funny though.
To walk down those stairs at like 4 o'clock in the morning when you're like hungover, to go and walk to, I can't remember what the hall was called, but you had to walk over there and like congregate over there.
Yeah.
It's peak, man.
But you say that, but those lifts in Towers. I mean, Noah used to live in Towers.
Yeah, he did.
And those lifts, those full of piss.
Yeah, they're not great.
Honestly, I could not go in. I'd rather take the stairs than those lifts, man. They were nasty.
I mean, like, I think Noah used to live on like, I want to say like the 8th floor.
So it's just about
like
manageable. It was proper weird. Like, I remember going to this place thinking this is proper like. It's so different to like what
it looks like. It genuinely looks like a council.
There's nothing wrong with council, but it was just the way it looked. Like in the middle of like massive green fields, you just got this tower. It's like there's no real need for it.
Yeah, I think it's all changed now. Actually, I think they've like renovated it. I think the tower is still the tower, but I think it's a little bit. Basically, I don't think
modern
it like
apartments now, is it?
Maybe. Well, I think it doesn't like leak in your windowsill when it rains now.
Yeah, okay, that's positive. But no, just going back to something you said about Loughborough, you were done after 3 years.
Yeah.
I always used to think that Loughborough, I talking to friends and stuff who used to come and visit. If you came to Loughborough to visit one of the someone you knew for a weekend, you would have the best time.
100%
to visit as a weekend spot to visit. Loughborough was amazing because you'd have the Union, you'd have the town centre. It was so cheap, but it was just live, and the Union was just sick. But after a while, that you had no choice going out, so you just had the Union and like 3 or 4 clubs, and after a while it got a bit boring.
Yeah.
So I always say Loughborough is probably the best uni to visit, and probably one of the worst to stay in continuously.
I think that's a fair point. It's definitely got a shelf life to it, like I say.
Definitely.
But I know I've had like a few friends who've come up to visit me, and they've loved it.
Yeah.
They've loved it, and part of the reason why they loved it as well is just because, like I say, like there's quite a lot of people from who I know from like, or who I've interacted with in like South London who are from there as well.
Yeah.
But just like more like from a really basic point of view, like just the nightlife in the Union it's as I'm gonna hang my hat on this as well. Like it's as good as any club that I've been at in another uni. Yeah. Like because I've been to clubs in Nottingham, Birmingham, Sheffield, Southampton, and it generally rivals.
It's like an Oceana, isn't it? You've got like room 1, which is the main room. It's like kind of pop.
Room 1 was actually a room, wasn't it? It was called Room 1.
It's called Room. Yeah, it was like a massive studio hall.
Yeah.
And then you had Cogs, which is obviously where we would go in it. Like
Cogs was the spot.
DJ Bang Bang would play there, R&B, hip hop, the light, the flashing dance floor.
Yeah.
Soldier Boy come on like every few songs.
Oh man! So, oh my god,
that was crazy.
Literally, if you didn't know the dance to that song, you weren't popping at all, man.
No,
that was yeah, those are good times. I remember. So the 2 songs that remind me of uni are that song and the Flow Rider. Apple Bottom Jeans. Those are the 2 songs that I remember from uni because literally everybody used to go nuts for those.
Go crazy. And then you have Fusion, which I didn't go to too much. It's like your cheesy 90s.
Fusion was where Stupid Tuesday used to happen, isn't it?
With the cool little like wall. The wall was quite cool. It had like different flashing lights in the wall.
It did, yeah. It was alright. It was I think if you ever needed a break from Room 1 or Cogs, then you go up there. But
I agree. In terms of like that as if that was a club in isolation, it was like one of the best clubs.
Yeah,
it's just packed, good vibes. Like obviously there was trouble every now and again, but it was like people just looking for fun.
Do you know what? I don't remember seeing that much. I remember seeing like a few instances,
but not that much. Not as much as you'd see in like the town centre of like Nottingham or Birmingham.
Not as much as you'd expect from like a uni that was, like I say, quite laddie and like everybody. It's the thing about Loughborough is it's got as big a it's got as big a drink culture as it has a sport culture. So you'd almost kind of expect, like, with so much testosterone around that, you'd see fights left, right, and centre. But I don't remember seeing that many fights.
So few girls to fight over, maybe.
Yeah, it's probably that as well.
No, 100% agree that it was a sick night out. Right?
Yeah,
like it's proper good. And then obviously we'd have the pre-drink rap battles, so they were good. And
the pre-drink rap battles are probably my favourite.
The highlights. Regardless, forgetting uni, I always prefer, I don't know why, throughout my life, I've always preferred pre-drinks to actually the night out. Just like that bit where you're just with all your mates or whatever, with the girls or whatever.
Because you can, it's a bit more, how can I describe it? It's a bit more like intimate, and you can like, you can talk to your friends on a level and you're not restricted. You're not restricted. And
making me want to go out now.
We can, to be fair.
I don't know about that.
Do you know what? We haven't been on a night in a while, to be fair. So I think
wedding would have been the last 2
years. Yeah, no, that's unacceptable.
I know it's unacceptable.
We'll do a night out soon because that's not. We can't let
Maybe we'll go back to Loughborough when it's all back and running.
That would be weird, man.
I actually went back.
Did you?
A year after I graduated, I went back because I still had friends in the year below, and I had the sickest night, bro. Honestly. Did you? I can't remember too much of it. I remember like little bits, like going Papa Simon's. I think it kicked off like some girl jumped in the taxi in front of me on the way home, and it kicked off. I remember having the sickest night.
I remember. I went back. So I was on a course of 3 years, and I went back in the 4th year just to visit. I was staying with Jules. I stayed with Jules for like the night, and I went there. But quite a lot of people who I knew were already up there because they all did 4-year courses. Yeah. And yeah, it was the same as it was still sick, to be honest. But yeah, I feel like if I went back now, it'd be a little bit creepy.
Oh yeah, no. There were
because like we've been graduated for what 10 years.
10 years, bro.
That has flown by as well.
You know what I used to like? Yeah, is maybe when in first year I wasn't as aware of it. But you know, we had Loughborough College.
Yeah,
which was like it's kind of like a uni, but for like kind of more. I don't know what kind of courses you'd call them, but kind of less book related courses. I used to enjoy it when they came because they'd add an extra dynamic and there'd obviously be more girls. I still remember one time, I don't know why, but it was like a big fight not a big fight, but it was a little skirmish in the front of the queue. It was just
was
me
just
and
the
you.
union?
Yeah, union. We're queuing to go into the union. It was just
me and you.
Just me and you.
Right. Yeah.
And there's a little skirmish, which meant that they stopped people going in for a while.
Right.
And there was a few girls behind us from the Loughborough College.
Yeah.
And as we do, we just started freestyling, and everyone's just looking around.
If in doubt, just start freestyling.
Me and you, like, in this queue, just freestyle. I remember these girls just looking at us, thinking, "What the hell is going on?"
That sounds vaguely familiar, but I've freestyled so much with you. It's all like a bit of a blur.
You know, I remember it because it was like one of the girls was quite hot,
right?
And I think like it was your turn to freestyle. And I was thinking in my head, I better freestyle about this girl because she's kind of hot. And if I'm ever thinking about talking to her later in the night, I better like later. And then you said something about her dress, and you said it first. I'm like, shit, Christian.
I don't even remember this. You've got like the rawest memory as well, because I don't remember like any of these freestyles. To be honest,
no, it was you talk about her stripy dress or something, but it was
yeah, I don't remember.
No, it was live. It was. We had some good times, man. We had some good times on the party front.
Yeah, definitely. Thanks for watching 30 Years of Running. Please subscribe, comment, and share. See you next week. Peace.